News Now is brought to you by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, Docomo Pacific, island-wide, worldwide, the choice is clear. And Micronesia Renewable Energy, go solar for zero money down. And Colgate Optic White, whiter teeth in 1 week.
What I'm concerned about is I'm asking the Attorney General to make this a top priority to issue a attorney.
From the Pacific News Center in Hagåtña, Guam, here's Clint Ridgell and Janella Carrera. Betsy Brown. Roselle Romanes. PNC Sports with Blake Watson. And weather with Rebecca Kim. With your news now.
Hafa and good evening. Tonight is Wednesday, October the 29th, and you're watching PNC's News Now. I'm Janella Carrera.
And I'm Clint Ridgell. Thanks for tuning in. Topping your news tonight, the Calvo administration says that a full investigation is underway into whoever leaked illegally obtained tax documents from Revenue Tax that supposedly show a $3.6 million write-off to a Calvo business. The administration says that the documents show that the write-off is not to a Calvo business.
These are tax documents. All tax documents are supposed to remain confidential. So somebody has been leaking them out of the Department of Revenue and Taxation, which is criminal. They refer to this person as a whistleblower, but no, this is a criminal. This is criminal activity that's being done.
The governor's chief policy advisor, Arthur Clark, says a full investigation is underway by Revenue Tax and the IRS into tax documents that were released online by an internet blogger that are supposed to prove the $3.6 million in tax write-offs were given to a Calvo family business. Clark says they will forward this case to both the Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney. Clark says that the documents posted do not show a tax break for any Calvo family business.
The letter that came from the accountant for 3 taxpayers from Ernst & Young actually identifies the taxpayers as stateside companies. And, if you did a 5-second Google on any of the names of 3 companies, you'd find out that they are all subsidiaries of AIG. AIG is one of the largest corporations, insurance corporations in the world.
In fact, the tax documents do show that the write-offs are for National Union Fire Insurance Company, American Home Assurance Company, and New Hampshire Insurance Company, all subsidiaries of AIG. But the document does say care of Calvo Insurance. The reason is because Calvo's Insurance sells insurance policies for AIG.
Calvo's will sell AIG line, but AIG is the insurer and Calvo's is the underwriter for them. Yeah.
But Clark points out that even if AIG was given a tax write-off, it is AIG themselves that notified Revenue Tax that they owed additional taxes in the first place. And under federal tax laws, companies are allowed tax write-offs if they have proven to be good taxpayers and have shown good faith.
The bottom line is the accusation were these were Calvo family businesses, and they weren't.
Meanwhile, former Governor Carl Gutierrez released a statement saying, in part, quote, instead of answering the hard questions himself, Calvo has launched a witch hunt to find out how those federally protected documents were delivered to the media, end quote.
Senator Rory Respicio has written to the Attorney General asking him to look into a possible case of voter suppression. The senator received a copy of letters in which the Guam International Airport Authority Executive Manager Chuck Atta writes to all airport managers that, quote, employees are encouraged to not use their working hours to go and cast their votes. The letter goes on to state that any employee who wants to vote during working hours must submit a leave form to be approved at least 24 hours in advance of the time they wish to go and vote. Respicio refers to this as electioneering, as it could be a way to deny the right to vote to employees who are not voting for the incumbent administration.
What I'm concerned about is I'm asking the Attorney General to make this a top priority to issue a Attorney General advisory to all employers, government and private sector employers, that they cannot do anything to suppress the voter or prevent them from voting.
Guam law requires that employers grant all employees 2 hours to vote during Election Day.
A bullet found in a bathroom prompted Simon Sanchez High School to go on lockdown for 3 hours today. After a campus-wide search was completed and no weapon was found, the lockdown was lifted, but students were complaining about not being able to eat for lunch and not being able to use the bathroom. PNC's Rizal Romanes has a story.
Simon Sanchez High School was on lockdown for almost the whole school day today because a bullet was found in one of the bathrooms. During the lockdown, the whole campus was searched by school personnel. A student shares this video of the vice principal telling them what's going on.
We are doing a search of all the students in the school. We're doing a class by class. The faster we go, the faster you'll get back to lunch. Okay, so what we're doing is we're searching every student, and we're going to ask that you empty your pockets and look through your bags. We're looking for something that can cause serious injury to other students. Is that clear? Now, when they get to you, you'll be asked to stand up. That's the only time you move. Otherwise, you keep your hands on your desk. Is that clear?
Anon students says they were told to stay in the classrooms. After a few hours, students were complaining about not being able to go to the bathroom and not being able to eat for lunch. A few students share with us how they felt.
No one should bring their guns to school or any type of weapon, it's really scary right now.
I don't feel safe here because nobody's even taking this seriously.
When no gun was found at the campus, Rob Malay from the Department of Education says the lockdown was lifted. The lockdown lasted for 3 hours. Students were able to get out of their classrooms about 10 minutes before dismissal. Rizal Romanes, PNC News.
Crucial testimony in the Agababa murder trial today from a California-based medical examiner who believes Shelley Bernstein was not murdered, which contradicts Dr. Aurelio Espinola's findings. Defense attorney Randy Cunliffe put California-based medical examiner Dr. Joseph Cohen on the stand today to offer alternative explanations as to how Shelley Bernstein died. Bernstein's son, Alan Agababa, is accused of slaying his mother for insurance benefits. On Monday, Guam medical examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola said that Bernstein's death was caused by a single blow to the head, not by a fall and not by an overdose on prescription drugs.
I find it peculiar that a single impact to the head is connected to this type of homicide scenario.
Although Dr. Cohen notes that he was not at the scene and that he based his findings on Dr. Espinola's own report, he disagrees with Espinola on how Bernstein died.
Acute combined prescription drug intoxication, and the other would be blunt impact to the head with scalp injury and hemorrhage or bleeding.
What that means is that the large doses of painkillers or respiratory depressants contributed to her sudden death when she received her injury to her forehead. Dr. Cohen says Bernstein could have survived the head injury alone.
I think the drugs brought her down much more quickly.
Therefore, Cohen believes Bernstein may have hit her head on a sharp object and became disoriented when she climbed back into bed. The painkillers, combined with the bleeding at that point, caused her to suddenly die. Cohen also says if someone wanted Bernstein dead, it's uncommon that they would do it with a single blow to the head. A single blow, he says, sounds more like a burglar wanted to incapacitate her.
It's way more common to bludgeon that person to death with several or more impacts.
Dr. Cohen further said that